if they want to commit A. And speaking of, it does look like mousesports have intentions towards the first letter of the alphabet for our pistol. Acor, our grand master of the smoke, towards that connector position. And, I mean, there were some smokes on the CT side as well. Crims is going to be the early warning system here, Chad. And as the smoke lands, it rotates on its way. Crims just completely forgoes the site.
Yeah, and you can see here, they are playing retake. Crims dropping all the way back into CT.
They got 2 smokes for this.
Yeah, so this is where it's going to get interesting because Alex has a full bag of nades here. Don't want to lose him. He should not rotate through the the window position by any means. And Brolin's actually on a bit of a flank here. So Brolin is the X factor in this retake. Now it's just about the time.
2 smokes to be deployed. Here they come. And that's the end of Brolin. Nice shot out of Acor. And he's got utility to dump as well. And all the headshots are coming through.
Ouch.
Oh, that's why you put the P250 in Rops' hands. Mezzi has tapped away a couple. He need the ace and the defuse somehow. And with 0 seconds left for him, he's just going to have a go. Fair play. 3 people unloading their Glocks into you. It will end poorly. And mousesports, quite the opposite. That's a big 7th to be posting and should see a conversion here as well.
Yeah, so if they're able to convert here against Fnatic, who, the Fnatic of old, they weren't the team to necessarily go for all the force buys. So I'm curious to see if that's going to continue to be a theme or if Alex wants to get his lads equipped with some scouts, some deagles, all those good bits and bobs. Just popping off from Rops. If you're given the P250 and you're going through apartments here, impact is necessary, and it will be the force buy for Fnatic. So this is an important round, a very important round for mousesports here.
Yeah, how many times have we seen that second round? You know, it looks so promising. When you look at the left side of your screens, that looks like an 8th is already imminent.
I feel like they got away with murder there for a second. So the window smoke seemingly missed, and they all teamed out middle. So lucky the scout wasn't posted up.
If they don't flash this ramp, Brolin could be set for 1 or 2. I mean, I know it's a common clear, and Rop's definitely far too wise to be not checking it, but Brolin, he's a threat. And if he has vision as you round that corner, he can make that deagle work as just he demonstrates up against Rops. He hears the pins pulled and he's tucked tail. He's managed to evade the hunt from Acor and Bemis. As I say that, great flash, great execution. Acor with a pair of frags that should be the 8. Should being the operative word. A couple of chances here for the Chiquino Deeg, and looks like all's well that ends well.
Great stuff from Acor, right? Obviously, people have been critical of him. I was just bringing it up there in the first half that as the AWPer, especially on the CT side, on a map like Mirage, got to find some impact. On the T side, we're seeing some impact. Necessary kills there, especially after your star player of Rops goes down first. So a big trade. Now let's just see how much Alex can find. I'm sure he'd love to get a gun here, carry that through into the next round of play, hope that somebody comes saving in his direction. But now we should see the scores leveled at 9-9, as Fnatic will have to take more of a conservative eco round into the next. And in that first half, everybody from Mouse contributed as part of that 6. We had a Frozen clutch, we had a Dexter clutch, right? Their first round was a Dexter 1-on-3. You had Acor with a double kill here and there. I think Rops with the same, and BMAS just doing his best job. I think like to be the A defender like BMAS has to be, that's such a difficult role. Because you get left on your own a lot, right? You get left on your own a lot, and then if your mid players get pushed back, they leave a little bit of a lurky boy gap through the connector smoke, or can be tough. But if he's a turret, he can do some damage with that great shot from Acor. Fantastic follow-up.
Crim's just hit him with a nice shot in chat as well. I think he felt that one. There's the first click out of ramp, and he loses his head on CT.
And you could see why Acor might come out a little bit worried closer because of Brolin's positioning, right? So the fact that he was ready for that Crim's play, big stuff. Let's see, can mousesports secure their 9th round. Spotted players going underpass, that damage being done. Got to keep Frozen on high alert here, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind a kill or 2.
Yeah, Galil versus Us, but I don't think I fancy Mezzi's chances.
Well, Crims has gotten out. Frozen's going to clear this. 100% he's going to clear this.
Mezzi.
Yeah, one of those, if you're going to play that position, everybody, make sure you don't have a diffuse kit. That's the first piece of advice I'll give you.
Sticks out.
Second of all, good luck.
HF.
It's not easy to play that position.
Oh, Alex flashed off the line and hoping for one quick free frag. It's too easy. Look at that. The perfect weapon for the job as well, Chad. Just use Dexter as that nice, dynamic, mobile, strafey gazelle.
So agile.
And badoom.
Clean stuff. Just what we're looking for here.
Make 9-9 as you prophesized.
If they keep this one clean as well, this is great. Similar scenes as kind of what Fnatic were doing in the early stages of their first half. They were keeping rounds clean. There you have it. Eiko gets the final frag, and they can operate with these exact weapons going into this round. mousesports that don't need to upgrade anything. They don't need to bring out that AWP if they don't want. They have the luxury to do so here. And they will. So they've actually let Acor invest into his own AWP. Dexter's picked up his AK, and they've got rid of the MAC-10. So maybe nothing too cheeky or quick here. Maybe you would have liked to see that, knowing that there's no head armor on the Fnatic side, but they do have full bags of util and Jaquinho on his AWP, and even a kit on Mezzy. Smoke towards window. Deep molly being lined up here.
They're already walking through, though. They're going to really be very quick to this connector position. And Crim...
They jumped into him.
Completely booked. That's an opening frag again out of Dexter. He's leading at the top of the scoreboard for Mouse. That's got to feel good.
Look at all the space he's gotten right here as well. Gets the kill, takes the room. And if they kill Brolin over towards Ticket, you may as well call this one off. Dexter has the rotation.
No. If Jaquinho even thought about it for a second going through that window, it's out of access right now.
Out of commission.
Yeah.
Oh, baited in by the steps.
Oh, Mezzy has completely pulled it back to a competitive field now. Jaquinho, he's got 2 players knocking on his door, a third and a fourth arriving as well. Acor from connector, 2 from the ramp position. And the util's down from Mouse, so they've got about 15 seconds to try and use those as best they can. Brolin, they want you dead to rights, bullets and flames. They will neutralize the threat. And they're happy to slowly take control of this A site, it seems, especially now with the man advantage.
Oof. This could become a problem, though. You were talking about the util. It's starting to fade now, and that AWP of Jaquinho can be a real problem. They need to decide, where are we going to plant for? And you'd love to get it open. So far, they don't have connect to control. And if Alex goes through B to short, he could stop them from planting frontside triple.
Yeah, that's a conversation Fnatic could be having here. And frontside triples the plant. Acor's the one holding and does babysit nicely. No bullets for the hard work ahead. Mezzy might want to reload and back the hell out of there.
Oh, Acor's just locked them in towards spawn here. This could be huge. If they take away all the guns from Fnatic, the buy next round is going to be looking flat. They can actually push the issue here. BMAS, if he gets a little bit closer towards CT, are they just going to let him save? Maybe that's the case here. Because Acor's not going to want to commit with this AWP here. Condemned to where they started.
Oh, down goes one. They want Jaquinho's AWP, and they will perhaps push the issue. Beamers is on his way. They're coming. Jaquinho
Huge.
loses it all. They've got nothing close to an AWP into the next round of play.
Huge. That was great. Acor, great little maneuver there. The fact that he has the mindfulness there to drop the smoke, gets to set himself up with a better position here. This was Dexter as Crims just launches out connector, and it was meant to be an aggressive maneuver, right? You can see the 2 players from Fnatic coming short to help, so contesting mid was on the agenda. Dexter was just really quick and quiet about it too. I think he went for, he got baited in. He definitely got baited into that, right? Because Jaquinho rotated, Mezzy came over to watch that vent, Jaquinho ran, and then Dexter picked out. So good little micro battle that we had there, but Fnatic unable to get themselves the round necessary. And mousesports now, 4 on the trot here, have gotten the lead in this game. Will be a half buy from Fnatic. Now these rounds is where it does start to get funky, right? Because mousesports, that one right there ended up being clean towards the tail end. It got messy for a moment, but they got it clean. So the start of the game for them has been very, very clean on this T side. This is where you want to avoid any unnecessary stress, but these are usually the most stressful rounds. Yeah,
and all it takes is one aggressive MP9 running up the guts of middle, and he's got nothing to report just yet. The rest on the Deegs, and oh, they're coming to mousesports so quick and easy here. 2 opening frags for the mid fight. The rest should fall into place nicely. It's a division of about 2-1 for the CTs, hoping to find anything to bring into the next.
Let's leave this music. It's a bit like yeah, it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where you ask them the question and they get the time to sit there in the chair.
Yeah.
And the camera's just like panning in on them. But that's kind of what our mousesports are doing right now, especially after that Deagle shot.
Yeah, that should stop them for a while. They are still edging in. I mean, if Mezzy's got any more of those in the chamber. Uh-oh, Crims. Oh, but Mezzy with a real chance. His crosser was right there, and with such low HP, it could have been a 1v2 for Brolin. He'd have loved it. But now I'm afraid for poor Brolin, his chances really are falling apart. Bemis confirms it, and mousesports edging ever closer to the magical number of 16 here on Fnatic's pick. They have not demonstrated an ability to post a CT round yet, and I was talking all about how much I loved the Fnatic setup. Admittedly, they were running with a lot of momentum against FaZe, and I don't know how much my opinion of their CT strengths was warped by FaZe's shortcomings on the T side.
Well, I think here, if you're FaZe clan and you drop that 12-3 lead, right, and you end up losing that game, they were pretty rattled. You can see towards the tail end a bit of tilt really creeping in, so if they let any of that carry through to Mirage, that could definitely be a factor.
But one factor that did really hurt FaZe clan was the double AWPs of Fnatic, and that button has been pulled, and Mezzi consistently good for it. That's the end of Bemis if he does stick around. A double molly. Get the hell out of there. Mezzi knows he's hit the tag.
Audacious with the USP spam. But the low HP, it's not the end of the world here as long as they don't lose a number in the meantime. So Dexter clawing back some space. Aggressive flash over and one towards ramp as well. Brolin calls things clear.
Oh, I mean, it's over now. Brolin's got an AUG and Mezzi's got an AWP. Calling it here.
Scope abusers, man.
Those damn scope
Those
abusers.
bloody low-sense scope abusers.
All right, mid and a deep smoke thrown out by Brolin.
They had trouble with getting past Brolin before, remember? He took down Rops. He had the Deagle.
By not underhanding it as well, he hasn't revealed that he was close. Oh, tucked into sandwich. Chiquino called upon.
Oh,
just taking a bit of a risk with the flames. Tagged up, Brolin, only the one. mousesports looking set for another here. Where did those frags come from? I couldn't quite piece it together.
Well, Bemis threw the molly on Jaquinho, which melted him out, right? And Brolin was in that sandwich position. And Crims over towards window got dealt with. So it all happened very, very quickly there, but it looked like it was going to end poorly. The fact that the molly got dropped ramp and Bemis was the only one to die, who was the low HP player, that was the best death they could have stomached in that moment. Otherwise, they could have lost one and then Bemis to maybe an odd flame, an odd nade.
Dexter wants the AWP a little bit. He's considered it.
Yeah, it's a good hunt as well here because Mezzi has two angles to worry about. And now that he drops back, he'll negate one of the two with a smoke. I think Dexter will gladly push through it.
They're coming for you. Oh, he's so screwed. Holding his nerve, multiple positions, pushing him at the same time. In the first miss, this AWP is not coming with him to the next. Ouch, that hurts. And a worthwhile gamble out of the mousesports squad. They twist the knife, 12-9, but even worse, they've shattered the CTs, the finances.
It's looking really good here on this T-half for Mouse. Let me tell you just how good. They have only conceded a total of, let me do some quick maths here, 8 kills in total on this half. So we have had the first 6 rounds of play. They've only considered 8 deaths. Right? 2 on the pistol, 1 in the follow-up. They had a clean sweep round for the third. Lost 2, lost 2, lost 1. So going, these are clean and easy rounds. They're avoiding the stress.
Got a bit greedy for that one, Rob. Strafes into the flames in pursuit of Crims. And Mezzi in mid. Flirting with some aggression.
Yeah, so right now, I don't want to say it's looking desperate for Fnatic, but they are just trying to go for individual frags there. You can see from Mezzi, he's on his lonesome, trying to find a timing, trying to find a gap. And those gaps, they keep coming for Mouse. 2 more kills on towards the A side, looking to keep this one clean as you like, as Jaquinho onto Dexter, gives away his position. They only have Alex to find, and they know that he's the B player. So all the information is currently where it needs to be for Mouse. They just need to get the objective done and not give up too many more casualties. Great flash.
Yeah,
great follow-up. That's the teamwork, right? If your team is communicating, right, like in those elements, like Bemis is like, okay, I've got control, I can flash for you. If you're doing those things as a team in the highest level, that is so huge. Like, it should be considered the basics, but sometimes people are too... Well, it should be, right? I don't know, I haven't been in team comms with a professional team in some time. That's one of the things where if you're not constantly like... Because that's not on Rops necessarily to say, hey, can you flash for me? It's on Bemis' initiative. Yeah. Hey, hold up, before you cross, they could be jungle, let me flash for you, right?
Because he's the one with the information. Yeah, he's more aware.
That's as long as you're filling in those blanks for your team as you're going here, maybe you can be like mousesports, 13-9 up against Fnatic.
Might see the double AWP pulled out again. But yeah, as you highlighted, I would really strongly recommend, if anyone is curious, to compare perhaps their fun team / their matchmaking games with professional team comms. Do listen to some of the Carrigan POV stuff. It's just very insightful. Obviously, he's cut away anything that would be too damning in terms of strategy and keeps it relatively basic, but you get to hear the comms. One thing that's very notable is that you're not just saying flash, you're also saying boom.
Sure.
Just communicating when the flash is set to pop so people can focus on micromanaging their movement to synchronize with it. Double orbs are out. Let's see if Fnatic can recover in any capacity. As he fires off a warning shot, Crims has had a bit of a struggle. Not this time. The flash is perfect and the peak too. Double straight out of the gate for the Fnatic defense.
See, that time there, they didn't drop their own defensive smoke bottom of a connector. They were swinging out when they had vision, so not through the gray screen. What more do Mouse have to say in round number 23 here? Because they've been cut off at the knees. They will have to operate, ooh, with a man disadvantage, but a space advantage here for Acor. I'm not sure if they're, well, maybe it doesn't matter now. Frozen's gone down in the meantime. I was starting to get excited by the prospects of Acor up close and personal with some AWP work.
Look at the angle from Alex. Oh, and Acor was even ready for it. Alex just does eliminate the threat. And this could be the spotless changing of the guard. Fnatic to respond with, I believe, their first CT round, and it's not going to be flawless after all. Rops is here to make it costly. 9-6 and it's taken us to 13-9 with mousesports just flying start for their T side. Rops, okay, they put a lid on him. Stop him from taking too much away, and even an AK for good measure.
This is the first round in the CT side that Fnatic have gotten more than 2 kills in a round, right? So the multi-killer Crims here is huge. That has gotten them to par of where they have been in previous rounds within the first 15 seconds. So great job there from Crims, and it's difficult to account for that all the time. So a nice little aggressive maneuver. Now we get to see this one really kick off because we've seen what Fnatic have to offer. They want to take the fight. They know that the double ops are in the mix. How does Dexter respond?
A lot of pressure back to middle this time. The CTs really want to make mousesports work for that control.
Oh, they're working on A space here.
Yeah, and it's Rops going to be the sharp object. Pre-aiming the jump for info. Brolin's going to get Molotov'd here, and the smoke will not keep him safe necessarily. Extinguish in, but Dexter puts Jaquinho out. Oh dear, lots of space now on the A side, and already bodies are dropping. Fnatic just ripped out of the server. Nice catch from Mezzi. He'll upgrade to the M4 for the rest of this fight, and he is a threat. Frozen very low. Mezzi lingers, but over the top. Oh dear! Bemis has gone down as well, and Mezzi's made this competitive after all. There's still a minute of play. Alex all the way down. That smoke won't protect him. If anything, it gives him away. He's got full HP. Some degree of a surprise as to his position. Maybe he can catch that low HP on Frozen, but it's the healthy Dexter, last spotted CT, that he's going to have to be concerned about as well.
Dexter just looked away as well.
Oh, he's heard the reload. He's heard the reload. He knows where Frozen could be. Jumps up, and that's the end of that. Ooh. Close. He's always threatening, isn't he? Alex's reads. This time gets debunked, but regardless, it's 14 now for mousesports, and just 2 rounds separating them from this will be a very, very important map to be posting in a series like this, and a crunch time series for mousesports as well.
Yeah, look, we'll go over the gravitas of what everything means throughout the day, right? But I think the most important thing that you guys need to keep in mind is if you want your team to go through, it doesn't matter who your team is, they pretty much have to win today and tomorrow, right? That's probably the easy way to do it. We'll get into the details of that later on. But that right there, that round, it looked great from Mouse. Mezzi changed the conversation, and it was a simple play. It was last round they went aggressive mid, so let's feign mid control, let's creep and take some A space, and then we'll creep through mid when they have to respond.
Oh, Brolin the turret activated once again. This is his site. You're just visiting. Oh, that is the end of him, actually. Good catch from Rops again, finding so much impact from the Palace position as another falls. Crims caught out, Orb flashed off. This is great from mousesports. What counters double orbs, Chad? Quick A pops. You're just sitting there holding onto it with nothing left from all of Fnatic. Crumbling.
Now, this has been great from Mouse, hasn't it? Like, there's been some games, you know, you're questioning, oh, they look a little bit lost, or their map picks haven't gotten them across the line. This is good. Like, they picked up the win yesterday against EG. Maybe that's all they needed. You can shrug that one off, go, all right, we've got a W out the way. For Fnatic, if you are a Fnatic fan, they do go up against EG tomorrow, right, as the final game of the group. And if EG lose again today, they're out. And then Fnatic, for them, they have to secure that win because everybody else has. Chiquinho doing everything he can to save. Some stylish shots, but foregone conclusion. This one, 15-10, and now it's about 5 consecutive rounds for the Swinglish. It's the Swedish English to convert. To even keep this one as a conversation on the first map here. What did he just... Oh, he just... Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, classic Rob stuff. Yeah, just take a couple pot shots through the smoke. You know how it is. Okay, 3 Famises, an M4 and an AWP, walk into round 26.
So Dexter's legit?
Yeah.
I mean, it's taken me a while. Dexter's legit. 5 in a row required from Fnatic. It should just be foregone conclusion that mousesports can at least keep this pressure up. There's been no evidence, I mean, 1 round from Fnatic to demonstrate their defensive capabilities here. It looked very, very good for mousesports so far. And they've gone for a 4-man A-lean, a product of all of that exploited A setups. Only Famas light on util. It will have to be the bullets, a hero moment out of one of those black and orange members. And it seems like it's the right call as well out of Mouse. Dexter's calling a good game here. Alex's smoke will only keep him at bay for so long. Beamers to arrive late from short.
Oh, aggressive play. Alex has to go huge here.
Yeah, he's got Mezzi as well, but that's maybe a flash from Mezzi as it fades.
Brolin's pushing T-spawn. I don't know if that's going to matter.
Oh, the smoke. It's too late. Mezzi's got so much to do. The pop flash is there, and that's the entries from Frozen. Delivers for mousesports. You said he would be one of the players to keep your eye on most. And he's delivered when he matters most. mousesports, they put 40 seconds ticking away, and Fnatic's hopes and dreams of converting their Mirage fall away. 2 from short side. Dexter's got a real potent angle to at least confirm the swing and confirm the round perhaps as well. Yeah, just 1 more remains and call it done. Mouse, either of these squads is compulsory to continue in the most volatile group we've had so far at Pro League, and we're into the pistol.
Oh, straight over towards ramp. Brolin's going to be tested here very, very early. Chasing him down, they push him back. The 1xBet odds here favoring the Mouse. And they just keep on coming. Brolin pinned. Brolin down, and Acor gets the opening kill of map number 2.
What do you do now, Fnatic? You're locked out, staring at smokes. The doors swing open, but the heads roll, and it's the same case for Messi as well. Frozen was a big component of the Mirage successes. He was finding some impact, and I think our analyst desk, as well as, of course, my color commentator, have been discussing just how relevant Frozen's going to have to be for mousesports if they want to get themselves out of Group C.
Yeah, I think Peter, everyone's favorite stats guy over at HLTV, put out a bit of a tweet regarding that. And this one here is just going to fall away. There is absolutely no hope for Crims in a 1-on-5 with a lower retake and no defuse kit strapped to his belt right here, right now. Bomb over halfway ticked. And he's looking to go down with the ship here, just taking a couple of crispy heads. That's some extra cash he can work with going into round number 2. And if he gets away with his armor, he's going to be smiling ear to ear. Crims will survive. So not too shabby, all things considered, making the best of a bad situation there. Now, we're talking about the inconsistency of Frozen. And I think Peter here is kind of offering up a counter conversation to that.
Okay.
He said about Frozen's inconsistency. mousesports have an 18-11 map record over EPL, Cologne, and Flashpoint. And in those 18 wins, these were their highest rated players. Frozen 10 times, Rops 4 times, Dexter 2 times, Bemis 1 time, Acor 1 time. So in the new iteration of mousesports, right, Frozen, right, this is the conversation, right? Before, was he more inconsistent? Are we still remembering that version of Frozen? You know, are we not putting it under the microscope of this little sample size that Peter has here?
I think more important, more interesting out of those stats you just regurgitated is that Frozen was in the double digits in terms of being your highest performer in your victories, and Rops Amiga 4. I mean, I'd have hazarded a guess that they'd be quite evenly distributed. Well,
that's one of the things, right, with Rops and the way that he approaches the game. We have seen him get more aggressive, right, in recent times. Now, whether that's just on the CT side, whether that's you need to put it under a microscope, right? You need to be looking at all those little bits and bobs.
Yeah, and something that Rops has always been very good at is finding space on that T side of Nuke. You know, we know there's flash plays through that lurky smoke squeak, something Mouse do very well. At the moment, Rops has been very passive. Losing these second rounds, it just seems to be a par for the course in Counter-Strike as it currently stands.
It's very difficult. It's like the CTs throw a curveball or two, and one is just appearing right now in front of Frozen. Oh, is he going to get both? He heard the footsteps, cleans up the second.
That's lovely.
Okay, well burnt down. That's okay. It's just a core.
Oh, it could have gone so badly there. Crims had 2 heads on his plate. And Brolin just timing his flank to perfection. He will be cleared. And he does manage to chunk away at Rops. 3 bullets to the belly. He'd love the rifle.
Yeah, get out of there if you can. If he can actually get away with this, it's better than nothing. It's the same with Crims on the pistol. You know, the round is done. It's definitely not going to be a Fnatic win. But at least he can hold on to this. I don't think Frozen's going to allow it. If he goes past the magical line drawn in the sand here, Frozen, he should be able to find Brolin and he's 12 HP. Ooh. Ooh. And he slipped the net. So Brolin should be safe. He should be all good. You don't want to lose anything else of your mousesports. You've already given up 2 deaths. Just hold on to your goodies. Throw number 2 in your back pocket. And move forward into a round that will just be 1 Deagle, a Galil, and then maybe, just maybe, if Fnatic want to get to some P250s or something a little bit naughty. That's about it for their defense for round number 3. But yesterday, mousesports, when they played against EG on this map, they only managed 5 rounds on their T-half. It was their CT side where they really laid down the law against the American-European mix. So let's see if they can better that T-side scoreline today or go par for the course. We can kind of use that as an indication, right?
Yeah.
We can definitely have a look in there. Now, Fnatic have played this map twice. They had the overtime affair that they were able to pick up, which was, I think it was a double OT game, actually. So they've already been through their paces a little bit on Nuke. As we get the smokes landing towards Yard. Now, there is a flash on Alex for Brolin here. Here we go.
Flashed off, and they know where he is. Isolating the duel, but Frozen. He's had his cereal this morning. And Brolin's save rifle has nothing left, and neither do the poor topside defenders. USP versus a bouncy Mac-10. We know how that story ends.
Wouldn't this become something, right? If Frozen does become... Because he was a name, and you're going to have to go back a couple years, but he was one of these names that was seen as a young up-and-coming prospect. He's still quite young. I need to get his exact age. I don't feel like he could be older than maybe 19 for Frozen.
Yeah, I mean, 20th maybe coming up next year.
Yeah, 19. So, right, he's aged on our screens, right? Same as Rops did, right? Same as what Bemis. Well, these youngsters, they eventually become one of these stars. Now, Frozen, if he can be a consistent rifling presence in this team with Rops, now, I don't know how much people know about the Rops conversation. You know, it's curious to see where Rops is a one-of-a-kind type player who is right now, I think a lot of people would argue, in a team that he could be in a better team, right? Rops would be a perfect fit on FaZe if they wanted to replace one of their members. You know, he could definitely get upgraded into one of these more star-studded rosters. So it's curious, if Rops does end up departing this team at some point, someone's going to have to feel that. And if Frozen is already putting down these performances, maybe he'll be the man who will do exactly that.
It's just funny when you talk about FaZe Clan, just thinking of how scary a Twists, 1 rifle, and then you throw a Rops on the other side. Ooh,
with Brokey.
Yeah.
Starting to look pretty tidy over there.
Look at the aggression out of Mezzi. First gun round, and he's gone for a very early push of the hut. Now, this could lead to a bit of a surprise, and it's actually Mezzi that goes down on that. Crims was there to try and support, but it's cost him his life, and a lot of pressure from the lobby hold of Mouse. That could lead Fnatic into a bit of a dire strait because they've been so focused on that and kept honest with that. The Jakino's Orb, responsible for this rotate. He'll be calling for help when he needs it. Oh, jiggled. Just fell into the trap of the shoulder peak. Alex has pulled them back into contention, though, with a man advantage. And Util destined for Jakino. But they call a cancel, and he has that info immediately. That's a lot of information for Fnatic.
Yeah, hard round now. But seeing the AWP is under, they can operate in Yard with a few more liberties, right? Knowing that that big scoped green is not locking them down. However, Alex and Brolin with their Orgs, maybe combined, they can give you that presence.
Oh, well, he gets information at the very least, and Brolin's in a prime position to at least catch them on the walk-in. Gets the first, multiple targets. Flash looks promising, but swings out early.
Time's a problem now.
mousesports 2v3. It's shaping up a bit more competitive than it was initially, but Jakino, nice rotation, has found his first on the AWP.
Should be the save call now from Boomus, I think. Unless he wants to look for an extra kill or two and do some damage, that is probably the best he can hope for. 11 seconds, would need to start running right now. He's not going to get the plant if he's not going to get the plant. No ifs or buts about it here. So Fnatic, first gun round, they get on the board and they do so pretty tidily, even with a miss here or there. The lobby aggression punished, but they were able to find. We didn't see the kill, but I think the kill must have come through as they're trying to lurk down the vent, because if they get that vent controlled, then they can apply so much pressure to Jacquinho on that lower side. Oh, so re-aggression on the hut and a different member. That's just annoying. That's just annoying right there. So while they're working on their yard foray, Fnatic are taking back that lobby space. Standard stuff, and here we go again. Guns back out, Ort for A-Corp.
Yeah, they're going to contest yard. It looks like Jacquinho wants to have a look with his AWP on that red container peak, and it's Molotov out. They'll have heard it. They're ready for you. Oh, Jacquino's in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And yeah, caught out. Frozen will execute him with nothing to contribute. A-Corp with the miss, and it results in his demise. Youch. That's going to leave a mark. Suddenly, a advantage becomes a disadvantage for Mouse. They had it in the palm of their hands. Orb recovered now. Going to try and ply his trade as Dexter recovers A-Corp's big green. They're rotating in through Secret. It's going to be really threatening as well from Mezzy.
Yeah, they could lock down yard here. Hold up. The Brit doesn't need help. He's got it himself. Alex just ripping heads off. Only 2 more to find right now. This one has gone very, very flat. Mezzy might seal the deal right here. Okay, that's a lifeline. A minute on the clock. Something to work with for mousesports.
Yeah, I guess Alex has got to do it all. Good clear. Another body. Oh, we'll take the ace. Great work from the Brit. Fnatic, their second, and a recovery. That's 2 4v5 recoveries. Like, Fnatic have conceded the opening death twice, and that's twice that Alex and Fnatic have recovered.
Good stuff. Yeah, really good stuff right there from Alex. That's what we call the replay on, I'm trying to think. You remember the spider webs where they gave all the spiders different drugs?
Yes, yeah. That was a classic.
Yeah, on some form of drugs, the replay right there. We speed them up, we slow them down, we do them in reverse. And we take a little bit of a gander here at what A-Corp's Scout can provide, because mousesports have been pushed back down towards these pistols. It is just a half investment. Guns will be able to come out in the next. And you can see Alex working on a whole new avenue. This time he's going secret. Didn't work for Mezzy. Oh, it might not work for Alex.
That's more than he bargained for.
I've seen enough.
Yep, call that done.
Well, they have to worry about him. And they're actually going to press the issue here. So gap in the smoke, Jacquinho hits a nice shot on the cross.
Yeah, he's confirmed multiple bodies across as well, so he knows it's not just smoke and mirrors. And a smoke of their own design arrives at the 70-second mark. So that will shave some time off and really kind of dampen the control mousesports were hoping to garner.
Yeah, if you have these pistols, you're hoping to get away with a lot of room, and now just playing in the smoke.
He's walked through. That's nice from Frozen. Great angle management. Great angle management. Slipped the net. Alex will tap ahead, but there's a gap now. And mousesports, they'd love a plant, right? You've got a smoke. You've got the bomb on the back of Dexter. It's Alex's mission to deny such.
You kind of feel a bit bad for Frozen. He got passed, and because his teammate went down, it forced Alex into a more passive stance anyway. So Frozen's little space-taking maneuver will be denied. Jacquinho's AWP strikes again, and this one here falls flat for the partial investment of Mouse. Just A-Corp and his Scout.
AD. And it's Alex again. Lots of multi-kills back-to-back. 8 kills in 2 rounds from the in-game leader of Fnatic. And we'll see how they transpired as well. Catching another one on this red container line. That was actually from the previous round. We were talking about it before, so you get to see that aforementioned ace as we have a multi-kill master in Alex 2 rounds back-to-back. The AUG is back, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I think that the AUG allows you to play certain positions a little bit more aggressively against the AKs, just because of that scope nature. The M4, yeah, sure, there's some crispy aim boys out there, but this kind of levels the field a little bit more so.
First time I've seen such a quiet series out of Mezzy. So far, kept very honest. They're coming again. Rops is ready. 3 different targets. They're baiting him with barrels, but he doesn't care. And Rops will hold first. And maybe even continue into the top site. Wow, he's trying to do a lot on his own here. Bit of a solo project.
Might get cleared here if they jump up hard. Oh, spotted. Another one for Rops. That's 2 in the round.
Finally. Oh, and Jacquinho overwhelmed. He'll call for backup, call for aid. The low site lost. Vents rotate cut off, and I don't know if they fancy their chances here. The bomb's going to be planted nice and safe. Ramp from Alex. He might be able to catch one on the way out.
Nade's not bad. Not bad at all.
But Acor posting up, peeking actually through the smoke of that HE, leaves Crim saving his M4.
Okay, well, back and forth we go. So mousesports are going to retain this lead here, just by one. But that there, and we need to really tunnel in on Fnatic's response. So as soon as they heard the mollies, the smokes, the flashes, everything towards that yard position, it's clicked. Their prep work is, let's take lobby off of them. Like, let's really punish them. Let's see if we can get a kill here, remove that late round little thorn in our side, and then be able to rotate to lower while they get stalled out. But if Rops does that, gets a kill, they were in the blind spot. They didn't completely clear, right? The Hut guys pushed out, they kind of cleared. It was the ramp guy's responsibility. He wasn't able to get the kill necessary. And then the fact he gets a second, well, at that point, you're really, really down a creek without a paddle.
Yeah, I mean, like, Rops, the fact his awareness, he just knows there's multiple CTs pushing on his location, and to take another, pushing out aggressive. He even took a chunk out of Alex's hunt as well. Oh, he had no armor. That's why that nade hurt as much as it did. So a good catch, stopping Acor before things got a little out of control.
That's the thing for Rops in that position as well. Consider that, like, you have to hold, so you want to focus on your crosshair, but you need to also calm how many people are pushing you, right? So, not an easy one, but here's Alex, back again.
Yeah, he likes this aggressive maneuver and just hoping and praying.
Oh,
there's so much sound. They're just galloping. This
Timing.
flanking could be perfect. Alex McMeekin with one. The bomb lost. That's the perfect frag to find. They have to retrieve it, and he just evaporates, disappears. Crim's lost elsewhere down the vents. Ramp is still under Fnatic control, but they've lost Rops down into the lower site.
Wait, they can pick up the bomb right now. Nobody's watching it. If Acor grabs this and they still head towards lower with Rops, he has that vent rotation, or at least he did.
Yeah, you'd think they want to actively get Ramp.
Oh, they shouldn't go B now. The fact that Rops left the vent has given Alex a chance to establish control towards the lower side.
Oh, but he's expecting him to be too far pushed up. He's not ready for reactions, and Rops will find him.
Look the wrong way.
Yeah, completely booked. Where do they want to go with this? Brolin, important duel to win. Slams the door closed, and perhaps even the opportunity for mousesports to string together two here.
Great molly.
Love the incendiary. They'll keep him at bay. About half of the smoke's delay. About 7 seconds left on the obscured site, but he's playing around it, in front of it. Oh, they have to clear. Bemis is the next victim of the Brolin Org. And Acor left wanting. With 30 seconds, he'd have a real hard time getting that bomb down. Brolin confirms it.
Handled there, and it looked for a moment like maybe it got out of control, right? You could see Alex just slink on in, and you're right. I guess when he goes down and he clears decon, he's thinking, well, they have to be passed, right? I didn't stall them out for that long with the one kill, but he did. And that was Alex open and shut case there towards yard. You're right about the importance of that kill. You saw what that did. You really want, if you're doing this flank like Alex has done, for all three of them to be perfectly lined up, and you get that Dream Boy little spray down. But Brolin here, he gets the 3-piece feed towards the lower side. Great stuff for him. And now mousesports, well, they're back wondering, what do we do with the purchase here? 5.1 on Rops, he's got an AK. Acor, 4.3, he could get an AK. BMS can go with Galil. Frozen and Dexter could operate with a couple of Deegs, maybe some P250s with armor and util around it if they'd like. They're in a position here still to cripple the CT economy, so... Oh, okay. They're working out the buy here. Acor's been dropped a scout. He could drop an AK. They're not going all in. I thought that maybe they would go all in on this.
Yeah.
So they're really part of their game plan. If you're not going to go for a buy like this, you have to have faith in your game plan and the fact that Acor needs an AWP for that. Because otherwise, like, why not risk it with like 3 rifles, couple pistols? So they think that they need all those smokes and flashes. Makes sense on a map like Nuke, right? You know how much utility is required to get you across to Secret and to all those different smoke walls.
Yeah, and their outside hold for this round is going to be Alex in that secret stairs. So if he feeds the beast, if he puts his head in that scout...
He's coming.
He's got in a boosted position as well, so Alex might be caught out by the extra elevation.
Oh, okay. Little silent there Alex didn't like.
Yeah, something put him off.
Hoodoo voodoo.
Now, Giacchino, he can be peaked by the Acor scout, but it's all for scout. He's holding a very passive line, just enough to basically be the early warning system for a descent to the secret stairs.
Has to be a headshot, doesn't it?
It does.
Oh, Alex is coming back.
Good
he might
timing.
catch them off guard here.
Yeah,
Look
really.
at this run boost as well. They're going to do top of red.
Really,
they didn't get it off.
Perfect timing on Alex's arrival, and that's the end of Jakino's AWP. Damn, great contribution out of Acor.
Look at the space. Dexter.
Exactly what they wanted.
He's real quick on this. If they deal with Mezzy top heaven. Oh!
Oh, he's got another one. Brolin's ramp rotate's been cut down as well, and now Dexter, he charging his team towards Alex's lower ramp. Mezzy does contribute as well, but Alex, he hears all of this. Mezzy reacts accordingly as well. They're making this one costly, Mouse. It shouldn't be much more. Fnatic have to handle this.
Yeah, the time now. If they kill Alex, they can plant, but that's a big if.
Yeah, and what, you're going to use the AWP as the entry frag? Dexter's done very well to find two. Never mind the first on that AWP.
Oh, they're not even clearing their corners here.
Uh-oh. Alex has missed his shots and Beamer strikes. With a couple of seconds, they just need to
covering.
That's enough. Survive. All you have to do is survive. I think the bomb might go down.
Is there time? Oh!
Holy moly. These two teams. Fnatic have been given a little bit of an intervention from a higher power, though, because, good God, extra second on that, and they're losing to an uninvested Mouse.
They were just scrambling there to deny that plant. Yeah, imagine if the bomb was going down behind the silo. They swing open the door, and they can't deny it whatsoever. Okay, well, that one got close. It was very, very little investment there from mousesports.
Oh.
Some nice shots.
Let me see this one. So Brolin, was he just rotating through? Oh, he's still at the back there.
Okay. So Dexter really caught them off guard with that pace right there.
They're both there at the door as well. Really could have gone
good scrambling. Okay. Well, mousesports have them right where they want them here. They can break this CT bank right here, right now.
And this is what they were waiting for, Chad.
He might get both. He might get both. They're lining up nades.
Alex. Oh, he hasn't been able to find anything. And now he's being hunted down, but Jakino's AWP is enough to defend him. Solid contributions again from the Swede. He knows another hard shot to hit. Just the tip of the dome of Dexter spotted on the silo. But call it quits. They've already lost 2 players.
Oh, I feel like there's a bit of prep work that's gone into Fnatic's CT side here. It's like Alex knew exactly where to look for those nades being set up. So he could have had a juicy, juicy double. Regardless, we have the same outcome here as the smokes will be limped out late. Just trying to give Frozen some room to work with, something to sink his teeth into.
Let's see how the mousesports squad recover from this. I mean, a 2-man disadvantage. You're going to have to do something as a unit with what little remains of your unit. Dexter still yard with Frozen. Dropping some util to set him up for success. They do seem to like this gap. Oh, and Jakino just left heaven completely. Gap wide open for Frozen to take and not seize the opportunity here.
Time is going to become an issue, right? 30 seconds. He needs to whip 2 heads off real quick.
How is this constantly a gap? Crim's checking it
he might even get 3. He might even get 3 here.
Oh, my Lord. Jakino's on the side as well. Oh, Mezzy checks it. Another one where Fnatic are saved by the bell. It's 4 from Jakino. Don't let that go unnoticed. The glass cannon AWP dismantles Mouse.
Just thought it was way too quiet, didn't they? Something was up. That's a couple times here. Like Alex not poking his head up secret when he could have gone down to a scout. This time, just the pivot late to heaven. They're bailing them out of a sticky situation they didn't even know they were in. Great AWPing here from Jakinya. Keeping up that form. 4 for him.
Yeah, and I'm returning to Nuke as well, a map where he did have his worst performance of the Pro League group so far, so it's great to see him rebounding back, demonstrating it's not the map itself, just a bit of a write-off performance. And we return to mousesports on the light buy. I mean, don't forget, Chad, the round we just witnessed, the Jakino 4K, mousesports bided their time financially to put their best foot forward with that T-side AWP, and it was the first death, just popped his head off the silo. Brolin looks like he's going to be tested for at least a couple here.
Conservative stuff out of Brolin.
Very.
Takes a shot and falls.
Jakino establishes the line in the sand. If he gets jumped on, if Dexter draws his crosshair away, oh, he still hits the shot, and Brolin, problem solved. Frozen, they know he was there. He was the last one to hit the shot, the only one to hit the shot, and Brolin will collect. Solid handling for the Swede on his ramp defense against that light buy, but we will get mousesports back into the fray with all the bells and whistles they can desire. Jakino back on his AWP, and 3 scope rifles again for Fnatic. They love themselves, the AUG. Alex has demonstrated, Brolin has as well. Crim's just a bit of the old guard.
Yeah, well, the AK, you know, you take that any day of the week.
No, I just mean, you won't see Crim's on an AUG.
Oh, he doesn't use it?
I haven't seen him.
He doesn't like it?
No, I mean, when you've probably been the very best in the world with the M4 for a couple of years, you've probably got a bit more confidence behind it.
Bit cheaper too. Maybe he's a penny pincher. You never know. Doesn't want to break the bank.
Don't know, tattoos are quite expensive, aren't they? He's not a penny pincher.
Yeah, you're right. Got a couple of those. It's good seeing him do some more interviews and stuff.
Oh yeah, and in English no less. He was always just kind of happy to let the other personalities of Fnatic do it.
Thing is, he was like part of the Funny Boy crew with Flusher and JW.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I heard that those three got along quite well, so you can tell that they'll be funny lads, you know, having a bit of a troll here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, make no mistake, when someone is, you know, soft-spoken or quiet, doesn't always necessarily mean, it just means they're more selective about who they share their character with.
Oh. Well, L-Block Smokes have garnered control of Warehouse here.
Yeah.
Frozen and Bemis are across, and if they do the run boost, right, they can get across that door without being spotted, but it isn't too many worries here.
This is the gap that Dexter seems convinced.
Here's the run boost I was talking about.
Whee!
So then across, BMAS can now pick in tandem with Frozen and give him an angle that maybe Alex wasn't ready for.
This is the gap. Alex is going to keep taking little jiggles, but mousesports have been profiting from it, or at least threatening from it. Rob's still holding his lobby, but Bemis perhaps going to go unchecked.
Time again is a big problem, isn't it?
It is. They're tickling the toes of Mezzi. Jumps up into the Dexter AK, and now the setup on top is being checked. Dexter kept honest. Rob's trades. Crims with nothing to report, and this is a mousesports take. Running that clock down. Giacchino,
the bomb's
he's
loose.
playing games here. He hits the first. Had time to play with and profit from.
He hit the second.
Yeah.
The bomb had to get planted.
And then he would have had an opportunity to at least be a threat, right?
Yeah, wow, okay. mousesports here really running the clock down in a lot of these scenarios.
It's about time one of them went their way, though, considering how close some of the Fnatic wins have been.
So watch this.
Bomb lose, 10 seconds.
Yeah.
If he hits Rops.
Yeah, does the bomb get planted? It would have been close.
Oy.
Yeah, probably goes. Well, actually, he could have contested
I think
in
he'd
the
have had to
1v1.
have planted front sight in the rush.
And then Giacchino could have attacked him in that moment. All right.
Yeah.
Open for interpretation.
Oh, Alex, just constantly doing something different. This is ridiculous. What are you up to? He's walking
Lost
through
in the
all of
smokes.
the yard smokes. I think he'll have to accept defeat.
Ooh.
Still up to his usual antics, and
They're still trying to find him.
that's the AWPer and the bomb
Oh,
again.
not this again.
No, and as the smokes have faded, the bomb is lost. They can no longer cross.
The smoke dancer.
Ouch.
Well, that's a bit of peppering right there.
Can't believe how willing he is to commit to the fight. Rob's obviously looking for a return. Wants to put it back into a even 4v4.
The bomb is still loose in yards, so at some point they will have to pick this up. They've just been stalled out again. Here, Mouse.
Yeah, so they'd actually just let them have yard and stack the top site. Kind of cool. Crims, they're walking up on him, and oh, he's got the scope rifle. He spots out the barrel of Frozen. More targets to find, though. It's Dexter's flank that does it all. Round winning from Dexter again. And take a look at the scores. You know, he's hanging with the big boys on Mirage. He's doing the same here on Nuke.
It has to be a save here from Fnatic as well, doesn't it? They don't really have enough money to invest in going for a round like this.
What's your take on when the bomb, you know, like in the same way that they did it before, when the bomb's lost on A-Core, they kind of just let them have it instead of contesting and making them fight for that yard bomb?
Well, you could see just how much time they bled off the clock. They're just trying to pick that back up, right? And one of the things here is Mezzi's probably going to get hunted here if Rops clears his corner. But one of the things, there you go, that happens if you play the bomb is you are giving up a lot of space to play the bomb. And if you do that early in the round, think about how many new positions that you have to worry for and account for, right? So you need to have like an ironclad defense of that bomb, or it needs to fall in a position where it's like, let's imagine if the bomb drops in cave on Ancient.
Yeah.
All right, boys, there's 2 choke points. It's late in the round. They don't have any util, great. But imagine if that was early in the round, they had mollies. You can't all just go in cave, right? So it's going to be situational. But because Alex gets away with that so early, and we saw what it forced, their plan was to get down secret. Well, they didn't get down secret, right? They actually had to go back through. So you can make arguments for it either way. If you had an AWPer out there, Giacchino only had a scout.
Solid T-Haul, though, from Mouse, and they can do a whole lot better now up against the formality of round 14. There's absolutely nothing that should be threatening. The saved scout, we just witnessed Giacchino keeping hold of that. So in Counter-Strike, you can never act too surprised when something crazy happens on the lighter buys. I think you got a little info there. Alex is going to try and piece together what he's spotted. Some lined up outside smokes. Might mean there's a bit of a vulnerability lobby.
I was just thinking a bit more about this Frozen conversation, right? So Petter's obviously said in 10 out of those 18 maps won, I think is what we were talking about. that Frozen has been their highest performer. I'm curious in the maps lost where he came, because that right there is, you know, if in the maps won, if he's playing well, that's exactly what, you know, we're after here, him to play well. In the maps lost, if he's, you know, not contributing, he's a bit of a non-issue, that becomes a conversation in itself. And this one's been handled, so the score will be tied up 7-7. Final round of play will net a total of 2,400 coming into the bank balance. So Alex with that kill, that's actually going to be pretty helpful regarding his buy. It's going to be an extra grenade or an extra something for him to purchase. Leading the charge right here, Alex. 16 kills for him, 11 for Jacquinho. We've got Brolin on 9, 4 for Crims and 3 for Mezzy, who, yeah, has been kept a bit quiet here. How's it looking good here to even, like, this is a great T-Hall. This is their map choice. I said when they played EG last night that they were only able to pick up 5 in total.
Up the ladder.
Ouchie mama.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been able to, like, truly wear my Simp socks today for Mezzy. Like, I've had to keep them in the drawer, and that's probably a good thing for everyone involved. But we are ready to see who is going to win out the half. 1 round to determine it. Very close game between Mouse and Fnatic. I think mousesports have been in a very kind of, what's the word, like transitional period where I just don't know where to put them in the world.
Yeah, well, they should be threatening.
They should. And when I read the names, I get excited. I'm like, oh yeah, this is Rops' team. You know, like, that's how I describe it. Ah, yes. But yeah, very volatile for the boys of Mouse so far. Let's see if they can finish this one off as the project from Frozen again cut short. How many opening kills does Alex's CT side net him? Mezzy anti-flash perfect for the first. And this is a very common little walkout. The Alexi B. Pop flash. Oh, he turns it. Mezzy quick to the trigger. Multiple targets advancing on him. More sprays through. Crims receives another. And falling apart for mousesports here. Trying to get down the vents. A couple of stray bullets. Tag Acor's descent. And now he's all alone. Where's that bomb? Lost on the top site. Here's you.
Oh, yeah, I think they have a pretty good idea where Acor's going to be, and he's going to have to make some sound cues here. So break in case of emergency. I'd say a 1-on-5 is an emergency. Good luck, Acor.
1?
Probably none.
Brolin. Lingering in that off angle for the dihydrogen monoxide.
I try not to do anything sciencey.
Yeah.
And basic maths is where I leave it as well. We stay away from all the theorems.
Oh, Mezzy's got a lot more than he bargained for in his little boost on project. Too aggressive on red, and you can see 1xBet starting to believe firmly in mousesports. Makes sense with Mirage already converted on mousesports terrain here. This is the mousesports pick, and Robs has been deterred out of ramp. That's an important goosh because it gives them space. And if they want to go to the low side, they will be allowed in. Dexter, however...
They're going to clear him, surely.
Yeah, I mean, most teams will give it a passing glance at the very least.
Just how many can he get?
None is the answer, and Rops actually caught out as well, despite swinging open that door upon the smoke. And Acor cleared out as well. Great work from Fnatic here. They've left no stone unturned, no corner uncleared.
Just Frozen to find now, so...
Oh my goodness, he got 3!
Wow!
That is some stunning shooting.
He has a kit
and he
here,
actually
you know?
could do this. You know, it's Crims to deny. Can we see that one again? Put it in slow motion. Put some string music over it, because that is poetry in motion. Great shooting.
Shooting there.
Like, he just made 1v5 like joke into something quite serious. Like, let's do that. Boop. The second is great. The third is out of this bloody world. Bang! Baby.
Before he even hits the ground, look at this. Mid-leap. Hello, Alex. Oh, lifted. Okay, well, they didn't win, but
No.
they made it seem special.
Yeah, it went from straight up no one paying attention to at least half of us.
Yeah, some people turn their eyes in attention. All right, well, mousesports have gone for the 4 spy. Now, it's going to be difficult here on the CT side. You either hope they come to you early, or hope when they take some control of the map, your gamble is correct. Because if they just do some secret smokes here late and cross on down, you have to, first of all, think if your Mouse, well, are they actually going? Second of all, if they are, how many players are we going to dispatch to deal with this? So wall smoke's lobbed on out. Diagonal variety.
Oh,
that's nice.
Mezzy's had a real nightmare there. Acor pop shot through the smoke straight to the bloody face. Now Mezzy forced to watch as his team tries to stomach the mousesports force.
Now that there, right, when teams do exactly that smoke wall, one of the reasons Acor's spamming in that kind of direction is because you stay close to that wall so you can't get spotted from heaven. You don't want to cross deep red. Frozen's seen enough. And he has help.
Yeah, I'm a bit sketched out if I'm Fnatic right now. And the timing of Frozen in a powerful position, as is Robs. And with 30 seconds, they won't be able to do their due diligence. There'll be corners uncleared. And Frozen, a chance. It's Robs with another bomb now loose. We need Jakino's response. He does put it in the feed. Ramp is a threat. Time is an issue. More frag out of Acor. Can they contest the plant?
Oh,
yeah,
easily.
Dexter can deny, and that's the end of the round. His second round force. He just doesn't have the health for this. Too many men. Not enough time. Triple kill out of Acor. He started that. And mousesports finish it. Oof.
Yeah, okay. Well, they dealt with that one pretty nicely, didn't they? The fact you get a freebie through the smoke on your little walk-through yard, that is a big problem for Fnatic here. And they're going to be investing straight back. They're not going to give up just yet. Without that plant going down means they're not going to be as punishing as they could be. And there it is in the replay. This one was important as well. That allowed Dexter to poke his head out the door. And then an easy one for Acor with the USP to finish things off. So great stuff. That's the impact we're talking about on the scoped rifles from Acor.
Force by back. Interesting.
They have room to work with, right? This smoke. Oh, they're out.
Yeah, well, trying to.
I don't think BMS knows.
Did you not hear that? Nade, like, impacted Grims. This is the flash that they're waiting for. It does force the first. Brolin onto the other. They're into the site, courtesy of the Brolin Tech 9. Now, Acor's got to be really careful with that AWP. Frozen from heaven. Now, he should be able to deny the plant. Mezzy's babysitting, so if Mezzy is good for this headshot, ooh, good timing. Great fight, and Frozen will take them both down. Wow, what a recovery out of Mouse. It could have got really messy there, but solid hold, and it's Frozen again being the differentiating factor for mousesports in this head-to-head with Fnatic.
Well, tied up now. This is looking great for mousesports here, right? I don't think we'll see another force buy from Fnatic. They should have to stomach the eco now that 2 consecutive rounds are on the board. And this is mousesports' chance to take a lead, similar to what we saw on Mirage, right? It was 9-6 on the half over there on Mirage, and then they grabbed pistol, they got the conversion, they had the first gunny, and then from there it all just came up mousesports. And their CT side last night against EG, they just locked them out. They just absolutely locked them out. I think they dropped 1 round maybe on that CT half. So right now, not looking great for Fnatic fans around the world.
Yeah, and their Pro League run so far has been a bit of a...
Must have been surprising.
Yeah, a bumpy run, I'd say as well for Mouse. I think the loss to FaZe Clan definitely leaves a mark. A loss to RV, perhaps a little more expected. What's going on here? Why am I seeing Fnatic's name in the feed? Thank you, Beamers. Thank you very much. Whew. A couple of P250s connecting on their execute, but the CTs laugh it off, shrug it off, and AK recovered for Beamers. And we say play on. Guns are back out for Fnatic, and mousesports will edge over into that 10-9 lead.
Well, I guess this is important for this T campaign. If Fnatic get blanked here, right, if they just get absolutely shut out of this and they're not able to contribute with too many kills whatsoever, might start spelling the beginning of the end, as a timeout is called. An important round to do so, right? We're just setting the context of that, so Fnatic are feeling the pressure of this one too. Want to make sure everybody understands exactly what Alex wants them to do. And note that Jackinho hasn't purchased just yet. There you go. So the conversation was, what are we going to do here? Are we going to do something where I'm better off in a rifle, right? Are we going to end up secret where I need head armor? Or are we going to do a bit more of a round where I need my AWP for presence, or are you going to send me out searching for a frag? And he will get to go toe-to-toe against Acor's AWP on the other side. But a lot to discuss here for Fnatic. This is a hugely important round here.
Indeed it is.
Just want to double check as we let this timeout sink on through. So in the Mouse vs Fnatic game, let me read you guys this little excerpt here before we get underway. Nothing will be set in stone after this game alone. Fnatic win obviously gets them much closer to qualifying, and for example, they can qualify if EG were to beat Na'Vi later today, but otherwise, there'll still be a lot of scenarios where they don't go through. So basically,
nothing's safe.
Nothing's going to be set after this match, guys.
Yeah.
You're going to have to wait for Na'Vi EG up next, and then Big FaZe, the final game of the day. That'll be nice. Yeah, that will actually. Big FaZe. And the Big Clan fresh off of a disruptive win against Na'Vi. So Frozen ahead of the smokes, and he wants info. He wants to confirm if there's anybody home. Brolin is. Rops, however,
ready to lock it down and confirms that Brolin was all on his own. The CTs will be prepared for a presence. Ramp and Acor called upon and called into action. He takes one. Going for wall bangs. Careful, Mezzy. You're playing with fire, bro. And they will descend into the lower side, but there's two boys here to receive them. Bemis, ready to swing this door open. And perfect. It's a blind spot. Mezzy trades at the very least. Oh, they don't know where they are. Fakes it out. Dexter tries to go for the denial, and it costs him his life through the doors. That's big from Mezzy. A risk from Dexter. And now this 2v2 really hinges on Rops' rifle. Mezzy plants. Will he be in a safe angle from the Rops hunt? They don't have answers yet. Mezzy's going to be feeling paranoid about that decon door.
Oh, he has so much faith in Jacquinho. I think Jacquinho's watching the decon door from dark right now.
So he can just focus his attention on both this ramp peek from Acor and Rops edging out. Great shot out of Mezzy on what's one of his jiggles. Don't forget, Jacquinho's got no armor. He's just going to get shredded if Mezzy does go down. Survival integral here, Mezzy. Managing his angles very well. He gets the info for free. Robs, he could finish it right there. A tag. Can't finish the shot. Jacquinho, under pressure, hits the crucial shot necessary. Makes it 10.
Oof, that one got real tight indeed, and maybe not even a round Fnatic should have won. Dex just putting bullets through the door makes him susceptible. This is it. When BMS swings up the door, it forces Alex's position like back into this tight corner. Mezzy gets the trade off of that. And this here, Dexter's just trying to say, hey, get off the plant, right? Just allow my teammates to get... But because he's doing damage with the spam, the door breaks. Mezzy has the AK, gets the kill, delays like a god. And that's a round that mousesports really let slip right there.
Yeah, I mean, a great turnaround as well. Mezzy gets a whole lot of credit. It was the two of them. And yeah, fist bumps are exchanged. You are going to be starting to feel the mojo flow just a little more. Timeout taken off the back of that.
Oof, and they're not even going for a full investment here, Mouse. They could have done on a few of their players to get out rifles. You can see Rops, he's already got into a Deagle and Kevlar. BMAS has gone into an MP9 and Kevlar, so they could have had a couple of rifles here. Now, we've seen them take this conservative approach. They did it in the first half. They're doing it again here in the second half. Now, if they can even just keep this one costly, take 2 to 3 guns, that would be pretty good, just because you won't allow Fnatic to build a bank and they're going to be in the same position. But if they just fall flat here and these light investments do nothing, that's going to give Fnatic a bit of a buffer here towards the tail end of this one.
Potentially disrupted wall smokes there. Mousesports from both Trophy and Hut go looking in lobby and have nothing to report. So an early and preemptive rotate. They're coming through the top side though. Dexter does well to find the head of Brolin. And Beam is planning a little bit of a surprise up his sleeve and up the vents. Crims, he checked him, spots him. Don't you dare go hunting for that. That's a scary off-limits vents for now. Another Deeg in the feed. What's going on here? Fnatic with the bomb plant. Crim should have lobby on lock now.
They have to worry about vent because of that presence, but they need to clear Crims first.
Oh, he's not ready for it. Frozen. The element of surprise is everything.
Are they going for this or not? What are Mouse doing right now?
They don't know. I think the Beamer's Galil's surely being saved.
They're just doing damage, but they had a real chance to go for this round. It's wild. Like, Rops is now just lingering passively back towards T lobby. They could have made this real threatening here, so maybe called this one off a little bit too early. Fnatic will get their 11th round, and doing damage on the way out the door is just not enough. The Galil, the best thing they could have carried on through, is gone. And we will see the mousesports gun round come in next round anyway, but it's just a bit odd they didn't go for it. I felt like they had an advantage.
Yeah, certainly some more pressure towards that side. Get Fnatic hot under the collar, but they'll kind of be given that. They'll take the 11th. Bit of pressure on those Deagle buys, but yeah, Fnatic now have to do it in hard mode up against the fully bought up Mouse.
Now, Mouse here are lacking a smoke on BMAS. They're lacking a molly on Acor and Rops, well, and Frozen as well. So they're missing some key utility here. If Fnatic did something a little bit faster, maybe they could punish, but looks like more of the same with the smokes towards Yard. The smoke in front of the vent right there. Well, Acor can call that one clear, but he's doing a very dicey maneuver with that AWP. We'll reposition to deal with the secret walk. That's all a ruse. It's just Brolin.
It's a fun little project for Brolin to work with. His read of the game will be tested in a role like that.
Rops, they're coming.
They might boost the AWP, and Rop's not going to give anything away. You'll hear this. Robs hears a lot. He suspects trouble. They're looking away. Robs goes 1 for 1. Is that enough? Is that sufficient? As it seems the lower side is right into Akor's palms. He greets them with a bullet. Alex gone.
Brolin's still coming, right?
Nice little util dump. And yeah, Brolin's been working on this project. He started his descent now. Akor's back his turn to that prospect.
Akor's dead.
Yeah, booked. And now the site becomes Fnatic's.
I feel like it has to be a save. mousesports just lost track of what was possible there for a moment. It looked like they had a good understanding, but I guess they didn't know that Brolin was across. But they didn't know either way that Brolin was across. And nobody tended to that. Akor seemed way too glued on the bomb site, unawares completely, just back-turned. And they concede that kill. Nobody else had rotated down towards the lower side to give him a hand. At this point, Fnatic get 12. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to that third.
In Akor's brain, like when he's got killed Alex, they don't know that there's the whole squad is converging on the site. He only knows that Alex may be making a bit of a gamble maneuver. Might be pushing for some info. I suppose, living in that reality. 12 for Fnatic. And yeah, as you discussed, that overpass, which I would start to hedge my bets closer towards Fnatic at that point.
Definitely so. I just think Fnatic's CT side on overpasses has been great. Now, their T side has shown some weakness. But if you're able to just go 13 rounds on your CT side, I think, yeah, well, hold up. Maybe we can just keep doing that.
Just win the knife, guys. Then we don't even have to do T side.
So they've got 3 rifles saved. They've got 2 Deagles upgraded. But mousesports here, they need to piece this one together because at the moment, just not really able to contest.
Oh, and Dexter's gone very early this time. At least Akor will be able to get some use out of the M4, but look at this. They're going straight into Frozen's location. That was Jakina with the AWP. And now Frozen for more. The multi-kill attempts. They land the bullets necessary. Akor throwing a couple more bullets. This could cost him his life. Could very well translate into a round for Fnatic if he goes down. He's been allowed to escape. Crims was posted up and confirmed on lobby. So a bit of a role reversal here. They might even fully swap roles if Crims does fall.
You almost want them to go lower towards Rops right now. Oh, okay. Maybe that's exactly what they'll do. So lobby control now has been netted by Mouse, and I guess just with this limited info they have right now, they'll call it clear. The biggest issue becomes is if they wrap around to Heaven. It might be a collision course for Bemis, Akor versus all of that of Fnatic. Oh, and that's exactly where they're heading here. So I don't think Mouse will be in position to defend both Heaven and Hell.
Yeah, and they're mantling up silently. Akor's clear. Didn't get the full look.
We might catch a couple here, though.
Might, yeah. It's a good angle for it. Very good angle for it. And Mezzi, Alex, both looking the wrong way. Akor, huge impact on the recovered M4. Finally, they end him. And maybe the round not safe after all. Rops was on the low site. He's managed to get himself at least towards the Heaven position. The Molotov needs to be good. Is it good? Yeah. Just about. That Bemis Molotov may have just saved their skins. That could have got really uncomfortable otherwise. But Rops now slinking up, and an AK for good measure. 1 tap is all it takes. They do get the info, though, and he doesn't have a kit. So it would just be his raw aim that would be the differentiating factor. Good luck, have fun. No info for him, and he might just want to hold on.
He would need to start pushing the issue now, right? Look how worried he is about all these different angles. So the fact that they're not giving him anything, bombs over halfway tick now, it's not going to happen, is it, Rops? And I think he knows it. So it's like a half-ditched attempt at the clutch. You know, it's like, well, if they give me something, I'll go for it. Otherwise, I'm out of here.
Oh,
and that's 13.
Yeah, and a different universe as well. After Akor's heroics, if Bemis is good for 1 on that Heaven flank, it's a very uncomfortable round.
Yeah, it's just there. I think, you know, Akor's got the 2 kills and not expecting a third. So 3 players jumped up here, right? You see him get the first 2. It's that third man who's just completely unravels this one. Brolin late to the party and spoils it too. Yeah, you think it's clear at that point, right? And that one is the tightest of margins. So almost a genius play from Akor. Not quite enough. And mousesports, it's do or die time right here, right now. They've conceded 4 rounds in a row, as well as the pistol round in this second half. They've got max loss bonus. So they do lose this one. They save some guns again. Yeah, they can buy one more time. But they're running out of options and they're running out of opportunities.
I've been thinking about Mezzi's keybinds more.
Okay.
There's some logic behind having walk on Mouse 2.
What logic?
In that when he's clicking, he's naturally releasing the walk, right? Like you naturally want to release that right click if you're taking a left. Maybe some sort of... No.
I thought it was just like a Quake bind.
Oh, no, it is
old
Quake
days,
bind,
right?
He sat down at his dad's PC and just used his dad's controls, from my understanding. And his dad was an old game ahead of the curve, you know, a CRT boy.
Oh, here we go.
I like the boost. The smoke, unfortunately, has completely... has it completely? Oh, Crims. He gave exactly what they were waiting for.
I don't know if Crim saw anything or if he was just prepared for the boost.
Just, I think a couple of bullets he was throwing down range was enough for Acor to have confidence in the shot.
Oh, block that smoke.
Oh, he didn't get the punish.
Problem was already across. Loving this secret control he's got right now.
Later return to lobby is always super uncomfortable for a T side. You have no idea where they could be pushed up to.
Gonna have to molly Beamers here. That's smoke. Yeah, okay. So as it starts to fade, Beamers gets out of dodge successfully, but pressure now as they're working on this top site. Mollies are in, smokes, flashes follow.
Oh, perfect from Acor. He's actually confirmed that the bomb is on its way down. They won't be able to chase him necessarily, and there is space for a plant. Alex looking to catch any of this chaotic rotate. If Mouse start to over-rotate with a bit too much pace, there could be a way where Fnatic can destabilize and make a 3v5 convincing.
Nobody rotated lower. Nobody started to get a look in there, even though they knew that one had slipped on down, and now they're getting a move on. Fnatic actually are in a decent spot to win this.
Yeah, and Alex's flank, it could be time to perfection here. Giacchino, lots to do. Oh!
Okay.
Oh, my lordy lord! Not going to say anything.
It was unlikely that they were going to win a 3-on-5, but there was a moment in time where I was thinking there was a chance. So, someone defuse. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, you got the AWP. That's fine. Just get him on the board right now, Mouse, because you may be a little bit luckier than you should be.
That late rotate there. This was the fragger. Who was it? Giacchino. That's what I was waiting for. So Giacchino, when we cut to Giacchino's POV with like 3 descending towards him and Alex being on a dank flank for the last one down the vents, there was a universe where that 3v5 takes shape. But yeah, well recovered. mousesports needed that. That's compulsory for sure, and so is the following. All the AKs are out though. Let's see how Fnatic choose to ply their trade here in round 25.
Okay, looks like they're getting the smokes out early here. Molly is going to help make sure their smoke wall isn't disrupted. Acor through the flames, through the fire.
Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa! And goes for a quickie, pulls down Brolin. And they're trying to trade. They will catch him with some bullets. I thought there was a stray. Yeah, Frozen was behind him. He spent so long, though, he could still catch them completely off
in the back
guard.
here, Frozen. You're not looking the right way.
He called it clear? There's no idea.
They've got a wild timing here.
What? So they are surprising to Dexter, but Frozen could be surprising to Fnatic.
Oh.
They've completely swapped roles.
Yeah, so Frozen's lobby presence does nothing. And the bomb is with them towards heaven. This has to come down to the top defense, which is just one man.
And Bemis is still worried about the hut push.
Well, lobby's clear, mate. They're in top.
You've just been mollied from heaven.
You're locked in hut.
What do I do? He could deny this.
Oh, dear.
Full smoked off. He's got nothing to say or do about this. What's that? I can smell it. Overpass?
It's seeming very likely right now, isn't it? mousesports seem lost in these CT side rotations. The info they do have is being used against them here. Rops dropped lower that rounds, which gave them ramp access. They all just swarmed on heaven. So it feels like the rotations here of mousesports are really troubling them. And, well, yeah, look, the loss bonus is in a position for a Mouse buy. I don't know what the mix-up could be. Acor got you one for free there. He did go down, but I found some early impact. You felt Frozen if he was just looking the right way. Could have had a kill or two and identified where that bomb was.
I think also because we were in Acor's POV, he didn't get any more info. Let's see it from here. So like he spots one more actually, and then he's straight into the smoke.
Yeah.
So Frozen just doesn't know what he's working with, what he's operating with. He definitely didn't spot the bomb, and that did result in the death of Dexter. And so 14 is found for Fnatic. Solid T project for them here. It was a very even half, 8-7, but it seems that at this point in time, Fnatic's T side is exploiting the gaps in the defense. Frozen's trying again. On his own this time, and probably more proactive this time. Fully flashed. Alex goes down. Brolin can't trade. Frozen with double impact. And that should put Fnatic into a bit of a tailspin.
That's the two heavy hitters for Fnatic in this map. 23 kills for Alex and 20 for Brolin. Both individuals eliminated early here, so Frozen has done a massive job with the assist of those flashes.
Yeah, and these rounds can just completely just fall apart. Like, if you're Fnatic, you want to stay together, you want to trade evenly, you're hoping for some CT aggression. I imagine Mouse, in the current state of affairs for them, they can't really afford to. They're just going to let the frags come to them. Who's going to have first contact here? It looks like Dexter is our observer's choice, and rightfully so. Chiquino not looking the right way, and a trade from Mezzi is just too far away as well. Good hold, lock down, and convert off of the double. Nicely done by Frozen.
Oof, okay, money now for Fnatic is a conversation here. Maybe a timeout from them just to talk about what type of buy they want to have going forward. They have been looking great on this T half, but their loss bonus at the moment is very, very low. Into the next round, 1900. So if they take a conservative one here with just some Deagles or P250s, they can buy next round. But they should be conceding a 13th round to mousesports here. And you can see reflected in the buy. It's exactly what we're looking at. They didn't need to take the timeout. The finances in a bit more of an obvious situation than one that requires a 30-second chat. But this is all about getting as much as you can out of these small investments. The Deagles have been noted now, so Mouse will have a much better understanding of what they're playing against. This little lurky boy smoke. Give them some control here. Mezzi. He peels around it. That's just one of the smoke gimmicks, right? In these type of rounds, you have to go for a little maneuver like that. They're going to sprint towards ramp.
It's time for some stat padding.
Oh, might get out of control here.
I mean, you take two. You certainly have an opportunity now as Brolin, Swedish star, has an AK-47 within his grasp, and he's got 6 bullets. He would have to reload in front of his adversaries, and they'll have heard that. And they're going to clear him together, working on it as a unit. Frozen and Dexter still just slowly tapping and touching their keyboards. They haven't confirmed and called it clear, but they've got him locked in. And no armor.
Fine.
Yeah, if Bemis doesn't hit the first bullet, there's no aim punch. Brolin can be the snappy boy we all know he can be.
Oh, give it a chance. Give it a chance there. A couple of warning shots from Bemis before he finishes him off. But they kept it kind of costly, right? 2 is better than none. I think that's the saying.
I think that's how it goes.
That's definitely how it goes. Secondary Rops AWP here. Okay, so 2 big greens out to play for mousesports, and well, they're only 1 round behind here.
An interesting one. It's just that Crim's purchase of Kevlar on that Deagle Eco has resulted in a Galil instead of an AK.
Maybe he didn't do accounting.
Didn't crunch his numbers, didn't get the abacus out prior to that one.
Doesn't have his degree like Dexter.
Yeah. Doing it as a single father as well.
Yeah, it was hard. Can't believe he got through uni like that.
It's incredible, really. What a story.
And a professional Counter-Strike player on the side.
Just on the side. Just a side hustle, you know? Traveling overseas.
Leaving the kid on his own.
Leaving the kid on his own. That's honestly what the message said. It's like, it was really impressive that he managed to travel overseas considering his fatherhood. It's like, thanks, man. Thank you, Jonas. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
No.
Couldn't believe it. What
he
a
obviously
call.
doesn't watch HLTV Confirmed once a week, but it changes every.
It changes.
It changes all the time. Updates available on SPUNJ's Twitter.
Slow stuff here from Fnatic. Don't want to risk any of those frozen pushes towards yard early. So the crawl is reflected by the smoke wall here. L blocks as Alex and Brolin are getting flashed and stalled on out a little bit here.
They are quite shallow. Like, I think Aiko would have had a sight line, and Frozen's worked a lovely gap there. Brolin trying to crawl it back. Oh. It's fading. A chance here, and just about across the line. Now with double orbs, if the bomb goes down, I start to favor Fnatic, Chad, in a very big way.
Oh dear, lower side.
No kit, really. I mean, Dexter's got one. I correct myself.
Oh, that's a huge miss.
And he's missed a real sitter there. Brolin's already on a very, very round-the-world flank. He knows Akor's working ramp. You can see he's acknowledged that from the sound cue. May as well check the vent rotate. He does have a passing glance. It's Dexter in lobby, though, holding on to what he can.
I don't want to be the guy to say it here, but Dexter has to save. Akor's down. There's not enough money for Dexter to risk going for this right here, right now. That is just that. The Rops miss, right? Like, wow. It could have been a 3v2 the other way, and then it's a much more manageable retake. Brolin's already low on HP. He's disconnected from the bomb in the lower site. Just that pivot down the vent and those rotations again.
How much does Frozen have to do for Mouse? Like on these CT rounds, if it's not 2 out of Frozen, call it a Fnatic round.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he needs 2 around. Maybe right now, with the way some of these scores are reading here, his contribution maybe worth a bit more than others. So this was great. Like, he's found the gap in the smoke wall. It looked like it was just really good, but the avenue, yeah, just not getting it done.
And he dies on the way back, just on the bolt.
Rough
Lost
stuff.
AWP as well. I mean, like, checking the finances, Acore does have enough to repurchase that. But yeah, I think Rops is going to know all too well the responsibility on that AWP shot, and he doesn't hide his frustrations.
No, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
A very rough one. You don't need us to tell it with a reaction like that.
Overpass does loom, Chad. I mean, this is it. They're up to their neck in it.
They have everything they need, right?
Yeah.
mousesports are still able to be competitive here. I think that pace change from Fnatic and not giving away an early entry, they gave away the 2 opening kills. So I guess at the end of the day, when there's a gap to find, Fnatic are doing it, right? They're finding these little holes. How is Alex going to finish them here? Window's broken on the way out of spawn. Oh, and that's a very passive line from Jacquinho, right? So they're ready for a potential aggressive maneuver. But this looks more like a slower round out of the Swinglish side. Oh, Rob's really dicing with it here. Smoke's faded now. Can't go for another maneuver like that. Doesn't even do that much damage. Is going back to spawn now to set up the smoke walls. Alex has decided now's the moment.
There's already one up. It's going to be a very weird and distorted pacing to that. I assume it would just be replaced. And they sail through the sky. 2 more to follow, about to bloom. Frozen called upon, as is Acore as the yard defense, and nothing to report just yet. Acore realizing he can't contribute from his current position. Frozen just sits there, eats the blast.
They're fading.
Just as it fades, they do get across at least one, and Acore good for the peek onto Alex. They are descending into that lower side. mousesports have had their issues here. It was Rops. He's got Bemis in support as well. Oh, and a very snappy one out of the M4. Yeah, he will get caught. I wouldn't dare go up those vents. They're considering it. Dexter would laugh at the opportunity. 25 as well. God, this is weird now. Very uncomfortable for them. Jacquinho's not going to be looking the right way. Frozen collects that one, and now vent to top. Dexter will take them both. And we will need the final round to determine it all. And Fnatic, it's far from dreamy.
Oh, dearie me.
OT, definitely not out of the realms of possibility. And that's a product of mousesports conversion there. Looking good.
Yeah, look, in the last 6 rounds of play, mousesports have managed 4 of those, and just the back and forth nature of the economy for both these teams late, the lack of plant here, it's really left Fnatic in a horrible position, right? This should be mousesports taking us to OT. At best, we're getting Brolin into an AK. Mezzy can go AK with head armor. His other options are Galil with util. Crim's going to have to be into a pistol here. This buy right now for Fnatic is going to be looking far from ideal.
Yeah, so a hero, Brolin, AK. And Mezzy did opt for the util option.
Okay, well, there's a Galil out on the floor. Crims is going to be able to get some head armor behind that. A lot into this. Jacquinho with no armor for the final round to play. That tells you just how bad things are over in the Fnatic camp, but they can still do this. Got to make it gritty. Got to drag mousesports down to your level of weaponry here.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get good bang for your buck with a T-side dig if mousesports are diligent.
Looks like a top explode.
Yeah, but that's what the flash implies. Dexter will keep that door smoked. Grim's the first to fall. That was one of the Galils, a big frag to find. Only one clawed back for Fnatic. They just crash into the defense. The angle's too strong. Aggressive from Bemis, and Jacquinho being flanked as well. Call it OT, mousesports and Fnatic. Ourselves back underway, and Acore with a nice once a half maneuver.
Yeah, once an overtime.
Once an overtime, it could be perfect. Yeah, he's got the overwatch, and the progress hasn't really been halted. They've still used that wall of smokes. Jacquinho's a little late, though, and that could be the end of him.
Oh, he didn't stick to his guns.
Oh, and they've just decided to cancel. Alex gets caught. This is weird.
Yeah, okay, right there. I'm not sure why the stall out called, right? But Alex has clearly made that one. And on their way back, with him going down in transition, this first round of OT here could just fall flat for Fnatic. They will need a hero. And pivoting all around, looking a little bit uncertain in where they want to finish. Still plenty of nades for this, but they don't have a smoke for main. So if they pop one out Squeaky, we'll need some flashes. And it looks like Mezzy is going to be the man setting that up. Molly in his hand. That'll be landing towards top heart.
Okay, well, that'll get Dexter hot and bothered, and the spray from Bemis, good for one. Dexter's still burning. Dexter's burnt down to 10. He's finished off nicely. Oh, wow, a double from Giacchino, and Fnatic have recovered this. He plays the sound cues. He's not looking. He's actually not looking. They could crawl down that ladder and shoot him in the face. Instead, he's got the bomb on his back, so if he goes back up with the bomb, oh no, Fnatic lose the round to Frozen. Mezzy with it all to do and 20 seconds to do it. The bomb now lost, and a change of direction that could have cost them it all.
Well, it's worked for them, right? We've seen it work for them, but that's twice now that they've tried it since it's worked for them that they've been absolutely destroyed. Dexter stopped them, and now Frozen has done the same. So one of those little mid-round tricks that Fnatic are hoping to use here to aid them and keep mousesports chasing their tail is gone, right? This little vent drop and then vent pop back up, or vice versa. It looks like they've locked it on down. If you just see that coming up, that's Frozen, you're licking your lips. You know you've got at least one kill there. The second, fantastic as well. The inaccuracy off the ladder, and he's doing his job.
That is a big notebook he's got on the desk as well. Chock-a-block, I'm sure, full of strategy, headshotting and such.
There's a one-way smoke being deployed here for Acor, so it's a bait and switch with him and Frozen's just been an absolute nuisance for Fnatic here. So as the smoke starts to fade, Acor repositions, might be able to grab one if they're not tidy here, and there it is.
Boom, boom. Acor is trapped, eliminated, but maybe, just maybe, they're not ready for Frozen. He keeps the fight coming. Important frag for Alex to find. He keeps the round alive, at least. And he's only got one smoke to throw out. I don't know how much convincing he's going to be able to do here.
Well, who's going to keep their eyes on this cross, right? It's important for somebody from mousesports to be covering it off here, and Alex just lining up on the fly.
Yeah, he's just picking up his teammates' smokes, using them to provide the wall he demanded. Hey, that's not bad.
The one on the right is going to fade quite quickly here, so Dexter can hang around. This should be gone very soon. It is on Bemis towards the top side, and he's kind of playing retake from main, so they're not fully invested to holding A. If they go towards B, Rops is there. He hasn't moved in a while, just tucked in towards that back box. So at the moment, it feels like mousesports are giving a lot of space over towards this Fnatic side.
Yeah, Bemis, wow, good connection onto Crims on the walk-up. And Dexter, another contribution. mousesports, this is a spotless defense. And this round, no exception, with 10 HP, doesn't stand a chance. And call it 17. One more round for the defensive Mouse. Let's see if they can keep a clean sheet.
Oof, you know, this is where Fnatic will have to do something different, right? The first time round, they tried to get Alex across secret. They called it off for whatever reason. They fell back and they got slowly peeled apart. This time round, well, they're also just on the receiving end, but of mousesports aggression. So last round, they took the fight. This round, Mouse took the fight for the final round of play. Maybe both teams that want to get stuck in early. We might see a bit of a biff. Rops hasn't been tested a lot over towards ramp, and Frozen's looking happy, getting a smile on his dial.
Yeah. I mean, dispatched to yard. I think mousesports might have realized what we have, which is that we need to see that Frozen impact in the feed on a round-by-round basis, and so setting him up for success seems like the best option.
Yeah, don't lose that territory, Mouse, because you've struggled with plugging some of these gaps on the rotations previously. But 3 on the CT side really could do it to Fnatic here. They brought up the Giacchino Orb, so that is a little bit of a different look, right? He has the big green out. Let's see if he can demand some respect of Acor here.
And another shake-up from the mousesports defense.
Rops is a bit aggressive at ramp at the moment, actually. I wonder if anything will force him to continue forward. Well, maybe that will.
Yeah, the loss of Acor will spur Rops through his own smoke, and perhaps behind enemy lines. They're very, very detached from lobby here. Is there no one responsible? Is it what Crims is on his way to be responsible for? Yeah.
He's lining up a molly right now. I think that's going to be for back of sight. So it looks like this is their top peel in, right? They like to peel in through this smoke close main. Maybe that will stall them out, a deeper CT smoke. If they go for warehouse control, time will start to become an issue here.
Oh, Alex didn't spot the leg. Dexter was walking through, and there's both of them here. Frozen keeps him busy enough for Dexter to get the frag. He bails Frozen out of trouble, but still a 3v3, and they're descending ramp. Bemis will be there in time. It's up to Giacchino if he's responsible for decon. That will be a fight that favors the AWP. Opens the door. Hard shot. Crims.
Lots of oh, no.
Giacchino's taken down Crims.
How's
the
he
bomb's
done
now
that?
loose. He's got to come up clutch. A 1v2, otherwise it's spotless from Mouse. Bomb picked up. He wants to close the doors, do some housekeeping. Opts for the AK-47. Still one close. Fakes it out. Ramp jiggle. And a near hard tap to hit. Multiple targets. Bemis collects, and mousesports call it 18. We need a perfect response out of Fnatic, and that's just to extend play. mousesports have put themselves in a prime position to collect the 2-0
Here we go. Oh, dear. I think he's just thought he's had a slither there to take that shot. And that, oh, that one is going to sting here.
Crims was tagged already, but I mean, yeah, the smoke had bloomed. Crims was by no means a dead man.
Oof. Big problems here, big problems. Timeout call for Mouse. They've now used their final timeout here going into, well, it is just the one round they need. If they can convert one of these next three, that's it. Call it done. And
I mean, you know Dexter better than I. Do you think he's one of those brave leaders that will be willing to call something a bit ridiculous in the first of the 3 opportunities?
Let me take a look at these spawns right here. Bemis is leading the pack. ACO bought into an AWP. If they stayed just with rifles, you know, I could see them going for, you know, a hard top site, maybe something just a little bit off the front page.
Yeah, I mean, but look, you got 4 orgs from Fnatic. Even Crim's whipping it out as well.
There we go.
So, when given the opportunity, they'll take the more expensive option. The propaganda from Brolin has finally started to spread.
Okay, well, they're playing this one reserved here, Mouse. They didn't just launch topside. They didn't try and get anybody down the vent. They're just waiting for any maneuvers from Fnatic, who are the desperate ones in this scenario. If they overpeak, if they overstep the mark, Mouse are ready to take them down as they line up these smokes towards Yard, sailing through the sky. They'll have to deal with Brolin over towards Secret here. Alex is going to be completely smoked off. All he can do is chip on through. Missed Molly. Oh, and big problems.
Yeah, that missed Molly's cost him the life. The opening frag, of course, it's Frozen of all the players to find. So a step towards extending play. They need 3 in a row here, Fnatic, and this is the first frag of the first round on that CT side. Crims intermittently checking in on that main fight, and they are starting to come through. That's a perfect incendiary. That will force them forward. Or the extinguish.
They're going in.
Mezzi needs this frag, needs it. Robs baits with the barrel so well. Still recovers it, and Fnatic will call it a quits. That's a perfect round. No one goes down. Make it 16, 2 more to go.
You can just see how punishing a missed molly is, right? The missed molly to Secret there is the difference between Brolin getting the opening kill and Brolin not having an opportunity to get this opening kill. Those flames work in his favor. He can peek over that, use that mistake made by mousesports against them here. Now, if you're Mouse, you've got 2 more rounds to have a crack. The first one, they went slow. The second, if they go slow again and they get found out, well, it's pretty obvious in the third that they might go for something a little bit faster.
Fnatic in overtimes, man. Like
They've been loving it.
They can't stop having close games. Not bad for a month, for sure. It's only a year ago they were lifting trophies at Pro League.
Here he is again.
Brolin, prime position. He nearly had more than one Acor chunk down. Alex looking for something rather ambitious here. Yeah, he loves it. It's a little bit of him. It's a little bit of him. Calls the cancel on that. Now Dexter's aware that it's a possibility. That fast flank from the warehouse hasn't come through. But in the meantime, he's moved some of his pieces around the board.
They have enough utility to take this lower site, right? And they're being diligent with these boost clears. We've seen that pay off in previous games here throughout the Pro League. Now, if they go towards the decon door, this is one of those scenarios where you limp out the smoke and get the back site control. Vent's called clear. They just have to deal with Giacchino, and the AWP, maybe not the best weapon for the job up there.
Yeah, it does look uncomfortable, doesn't it? Mezzi's got a good smoke for the decon door. Giacchino, you're kind of committed now. So some quick AWPs are going to have to come out of him. These late takes have worked for Mouse in the past. 4 frags separating them from the 2-0 conversion here. mousesports. 28. Smoke from Acor plants the plan. It's not going to be easy for Giacchino to stop that, really. Maybe his teammates can. Mezzi, certainly a threat, commits to the spray. Mezzi However, going down, that's the denial. Oh, no, he misses the shot into the boards, and Fnatic's chances starting to fall away from them. Oy, oy, oy. Alex and Crims then, all of it on their shoulders. And powerful after plant positions adopted. Dexter going to go looking for info. It's Alex, his next victim, and it's all onto Crims. I think mousesports have done enough here. There's just not many chances left for Crims. Rob's not going to give him anything. Oof, other than a bullet between the